energy, and it's how you see and it can be good or bad energy. Even emotions have energy, and when you go too much in your emotions and you keep going down, that creates a bad energy around you, and that can have physical effects in your body that can cause diseases. While living abroad, I spent a lot of time alone. And that alone time was hard at times, but it also pushed me to study and do a lot of self-work to analyze where certain emotions of me came from, where was the root of those emotions. And by figuring out my own emotions related to my hormone cycle, to the moon, to the weather, to traffic, to dealing with other people, that I reacted differently after I've been in a different place with a load of people and other emotions influencing my own, that I discovered that maybe this reaction is not made out of love but made out of fear. And I started to analyze my own emotions first, and when I understood those, I could understand that other people's reactions were their own fears of loving themselves.
Fear sucks, but it's also necessary. Fear is a function of the body to give us an alert when something potentially might be going on. Now it's very useful. It kept lives safe a few thousands of years. The problem is when fear is overtaking you, and when fear is about irrational, potential worst case scenarios that are really not likely to materialize in any possible short or medium term anyway. Jealousy, like fear of being fired, of not having enough money to afford all that we need, or all these types of fears that stay within and consume us.
And that in the heat of the moment, you can't communicate that to that person. So you just be the better person at that time, and you just swallow it, and then when the person is calmed down, you talk about it, and you talk about how it made you feel, and where you think it might be from, and why they feel that way that day, and they just point out that maybe it's because the moon is full and the energy is high that they reacted the way they did, and make them understand themselves that, oh, but it's actually due to that, and then once they figure that out, they won't lash out as much, and then become more stable, and you can work on things together to figure the rest out, because I think that everything is figure outable in the end. I use oracle cards and tarot cards, which are another version of oracle cards, to get connected with the universe, to help guide the answers that might give a clue of in what direction to think of on how to change their life, where the blockage lays. And I think they can be very powerful in helping clearing out blockages to finding yourself and what makes you happy. So I think that's what we're here for, to be happy.
I spent almost the last 20 years working in information technology and having a progressively good career. I was good at that field, I was excelling. I just didn't feel connected to it anymore. When it started, it was about all enabling people, and then to be productive on their computers, and there were good innovations. But as time passed, it's starting to become a market that tries just to renew itself, just to grow the stock value.
Money is energy. Like everything is energy. Even when you have a high-paying job, and to the outside world it can see that you have made it, that you arrived at the top level, you can still feel very trapped, because at the top level there is a huge atmosphere of fear that you will not be allowed to stay at this level. To get out of this fear, you need to start loving yourself and valuing your free time just as much as the time you spend working for your boss. And that means in your free time, be creative, feed your soul, make music, dance, be happy. I am sure there is a flow from unexpected sources that we can't control. And that can be in weird things, like getting the wrong change back at the supermarket and finding that out at home. Reiki is a connection to the universal energies. You can help relieve the blockages that you created with your emotions to get through to where you really want to be. What you focus on, that grows. Yes, the world is beautiful and there are dark things, but when you only focus on the dark things, you only see the darkness. Instead, you need to focus on the things that are good, because then they start growing and you start seeing them more, and then I really feel that's important, that you need to be aware of the bad. It's not, you should not deny it, you just don't need to focus on it. You need to focus on the good and what you've learned from your bad situations. In every bad situation there's something that you can learn from that makes you stronger as a person, and that brings you closer to what you're supposed to be doing on this planet. I came to realize while raising my 3 kids abroad that the only duty I have to my kids is that I need to show them to be happy. And the best way to do that is to be happy myself. And I think that's also the person, if you love each other, you try to make each other happy, and sometimes that gets blocked by all the pressure that society puts on us. And when one person starts pushing the other person away in a relationship, it's important to see if the relationship has still love in it, if you still love the other person. If that's not there, then maybe something is wrong, but if you still love the person, it's worth finding out why he or she is pushing you away. What might be the outside forces, the conditioning from the world that makes you say which you have to do and what you should do, all the shoulds that society puts on us that are actually blocking us from who we are. If you scale back and look at your priorities, what is actually really important? Is the expensive holiday important, or is spending time together important? And then if spending time together is important, it doesn't need to be expensive, and you can do it just on a weekend, staying at home watching movies together, cook, or very small things, make music together, build something together, be creative. That doesn't have to cost a lot of money, that is cheap. It's just expensive how you want it to be. And it doesn't need to be the intentions need to be there. The intentions of wanting to spend time together and invest in each other.
Love is everything.